Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing 10 things with you guys that you need to know about the Festive Surprise update in GTA Online. This was released into the game early today at around about 9:30 or so here in the UK, which was 4:30 Central Time and 1:30 Pacific Time. But yes, it's now in the game and available across all platforms, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 and the PC. And to start this video off, there is also a brand new car in the game as well, this being it, the Sentinel Classic. So despite last week receiving the Doomsday Heist update, Rockstar's already releasing new vehicles in the game, this being one of the 13 unreleased vehicles, the Sentinel Classic. Now you can purchase this on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. It is the first one listed, and as you can see will cost $650,000 to purchase. So this is a lot more expensive than the more modern version of this that we have in-game. In fact, it's almost 10 times the price. I believe those are around about $70,000 or $80,000 or so. So it will cost you a lot more than the modern variants of that. But do bear in mind, this is a DLC vehicle. Those have been in the game since day one 4 years ago. So prices have gone up due to inflation. But nevertheless, $650,000 in my opinion for this vehicle is really, really good. And we'll get into that a little more later on, but first of all let's take a look at the customization options available for the Sentinel Classic. Now in case you guys didn't watch my live stream this morning when this car first came out, which in fairness was pretty early, so if you guys were asleep or in school then don't worry, I forgive you. But basically this car has a load of customization options. And there's loads of variety for numerous different themes and looks. You can go for that street look, you can go for that drift look, you could go for that rally look, or just go for a very basic and sleek look. I personally love cars in GTA 5 which have loads of customization options, and this car is definitely one of those. And as you can see throughout the customization gameplay, there are also options if you want to fit the sticker bomb look. Personally, I'm not a fan of it, but if you wanted to, you can almost make the entire car covered in sticker bomb. Anyway, but as for this customization, so far I've customized one or two of these in-game already, and one thing I will say, I love a lot of the customizations. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to choose between one and the other, so you guys will find that whilst customizing this. But with this customization, I've selected the XS front bumper, I fitted the lights on the grille, I thought that was a pretty cool combination. I also went for the XS hood, which you'll see me select in a few moments, although it was kind of 50-50 between that and the drift hood. As for the fenders and the rear bumper, I left those standard as I'm sure you guys saw, because the only other options you have to choose from basically change the colour of them. You can go for the secondary colour if you want to, the carbon look or sticker bomb, but I'm not a fan of any of those. But as you guys can see right now in the gameplay, I'm going through the different liveries available for this. There are 9 in total, and if I'm honest, most of these I'm not really a huge fan of. I just think they don't look all that good, as if Rockstar has just thrown them together by just throwing on numbers and logos just randomly anywhere. There are one or two though I do like, for example this faux rust. Now in fairness, it doesn't really match the style of the vehicle itself, but I thought I'd give it a try and see what it looks like when driving around in free mode, and in fairness, it's not too bad, as you'll see in a few moments. But moving on to the roof category, and as you guys can see, there are quite a few options in here to choose between, 14 different options. But one thing that really annoys me, some of these can't be combined. For example, you can't combine the sun strip with the vortex generators. If that was an option, I would have selected it, but unfortunately, there isn't the option to fit both of those at the same time. So in the end, I just selected the carbon vortex generators on their own, but I kind of wish there was the option to fit that and maybe the primary sun strip as well. But if you're going for the rally look, then the light bar is pretty cool as well. In fact, I almost selected it. But then as for the spoilers category, again there are loads of options to choose from. Personally, I like the classic spoilers, I think they're the most fitting for this vehicle. But there are also some pretty crazy options as well. You can fit these huge oversized spoilers, so if you guys like ruining cars, then there's the option to do that as well. But finally, to finish things off, I didn't change the suspension, I did upgrade the transmission to race, and of course fitted a turbo as well. The wheels, unfortunately, you can't change the colour of these. They are pretty cool looking, but there's no way of actually changing the colour of those because they're stock wheels, so you'll have to swap those out if you want to change the colour of them. I ended up selecting a set of the Mercy wheels from the sports category, and then selecting black as the wheel colour. Although looking at it now, it's not that great. I'll probably go back and change the colour of those, maybe to brown as well, to match the livery on the car. And as you can see, I selected brown as the tyre smoke to go with the paint job. And then finally, as for the window tints option, I left it standard just so you can see the interior of the vehicle. I know it's not really that special. In fact, the interior on this vehicle is very, very basic. But the idea being you could see the inside, you could see the race seats as well as the roll cage. But there we go. So those are all the customization options available for the Sentinel Classic in GTA Online. Like I said, there are loads and loads of options to go for, loads of variations as well. So whatever style or look you want to go for, there are customization options available for that. Now, I personally love the Sentinel Classic. I think it is a very cool looking car, and I'm sure many of you guys watching right now are happy that we have this in GTA Online. But I'm sure there are also people watching right now that do not like this car simply based upon its appearances, and in fairness, it is one of those cars you'll either love or hate. But there is one thing you guys also need to know about this: the Sentinel Classic is not a sports classic, despite being a classic vehicle. In fact, it's listed in the sports category. But it's not that great of a car in the terms of its performance. In fact, it is one of the worst ones in the terms of its performance in the sports category. So if you're wondering whether you should buy this car or not, the answer is only buy it if you like it for what it is. If you don't, well, the car itself isn't that great in the terms of its performance, so you won't be able to use it in races or any type of race situation, simply because this thing isn't that fast, and like I said, it is down towards the bottom of the sports category for its performance. Anyway, but let's move on to the other content also available in GTA Online from today, the Festive Surprise content. So Rockstar have added a variety of content in the game once again this year for Christmas. Of course, the return of all the clothing items from past years are available once again at the clothing store. You can either make your way to the various different sections or just walk up to the outfits counter and browse the different festive outfits available. But there are hundreds of different Christmas clothing items available, from shirts to ugly sweaters, pants, even elf shoes, and much, much more. But on top of all the previous year's clothing items, there are also some new bodysuits that you can find in the outfits section. Make your way to the bodysuit section, and as you can see, there are a variety of different choices. A reindeer bodysuit, you've got a Santa and elf bodysuit. My favorite though is the light gingerbread man bodysuit. This one looks pretty strange and creepy, and in case you guys didn't know already, all of these bodysuits, alongside some of the clothing items from last year, are illuminated. So for example, with this bodysuit I'm wearing, the white and the red paint is lit up. So obviously at night it looks pretty awesome and it really stands out, but if you want to, you can actually change the illuminated option by making your way into the interaction menu, then heading to style and scrolling down towards the bottom, where you have the option then to change between either on, off, flash, or pulse. And then of course, as for the masks, once again, all of the festive surprise masks from previous years are available once again. Just make your way to the mask store down on Vespucci Beach, and you'll find the festive surprise option there once again. This year, Rockstar have added 4 new options which you can now purchase, these being the gingerbread hockey masks, of course very fitting for the heist update. But if you don't like these, then you have 40 other options to choose between, including my personal favourite, the gingerbread man mask. And of course, there are also the festive surprise hats available once again. You don't actually have to make your way to the mask store to be able to get these. I'm pretty sure the hat option is available at any clothing store around the map. This year, Rockstar haven't added any new ones into the game, but we already have 40 different options to choose from. And again, some of these have lights on them as well, so at night they do stand out and are pretty cool looking too. Plus, you can also use the illuminating option in the interaction menu to play around with the lighting option as well if you want to. Then down at the ammunition, the option to purchase the firework launcher is available once again. Now if you've already bought it before, it should still be in your inventory, but if you haven't, of course you'll have to purchase it again, which I believe costs $65,000. But you can of course now purchase more fireworks for it, so if you did already have it before but you just ran out of fireworks, well you can buy those once again for a few $100s each at the ammunition. But weirdly, these don't fire the Christmas fireworks. Last year, the fireworks themselves were white, green, and red, whereas for some reason, they still fire the Independence Day fireworks. I'm not really too sure why that is. Maybe Rockstar forgot to change it, although it's also possible that maybe later this week, when it starts snowing, which we'll talk about a little later on, these fireworks will change colour and then be the Christmas fireworks. And of course, we can't forget about the return of the Christmas trees. So the main Christmas tree in Legion Square is visible once again. Of course, the Christmas tree in our apartments as well is there, as well as in our CEO office, our CEO garages, our biker clubhouses, and and some of the newer properties added this year as well, including our gunrunning bunkers, the Smuggler's Run hangar, and our new facilities. But interestingly enough, the Christmas trees in these three properties, the gunrunning bunker, the Smuggler's Run hangar, and in the facilities, actually play a song. Unfortunately, I haven't got an example of this for you guys because this gameplay when I recorded it didn't have any audio, but I did show this off in my live stream earlier today. But you guys, of course, if you own one of those properties, just make your way down to any one and you can hear the song for yourselves. And as a reminder, you can only hear the song from the Christmas trees in those three business properties. You can't hear it in your apartments, the CEO office, the CEO garage, or the biker clubhouse. The festive horns are available once again as well at the custom shop. You can apply these to any of your vehicles in-game which are customizable and you can fit a horn too. There are 3 different loops, these being the Festive Loop 1, the Festive Loop 2, and the Festive Loop 3. And again, as I talked about in my live stream earlier today, if you do fit one of these festive horns to your car, as you're driving around and you hit various different bumps in the road, you should be able to hear a bell under your car jingle. Again, unfortunately, I haven't got any examples of this for you guys, because when recording this gameplay, there was no audio, unfortunately. But just fit one of these, it is completely free to do so. All of the festive surprise content in-game is free, and you should be able to hear that for yourselves. Now moving on to a question that loads and loads of you guys have been asking, that is snow. When will it be snowing in GTA Online? Well, as I'm making this video, Rockstar hasn't announced any dates as of yet, but I would imagine the snow days will be the exact same as last year. So even though the Festive Surprise update is now in GTA Online, the snow itself will most likely not begin until later this week, possibly on December 22nd, the same as last year, which this week will be on Friday. I'd imagine the snow days will be December 22nd all the way through till December 26th. There'll be a small break, and then again on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Like I said, those are the snow days from last year, and I'd imagine Rockstar will do the exact same once again. But moving on to the 10th and final thing in today's video, on top of all of this, there is a brand new adversary mode now available in GTA Online named Occupy. Now surprisingly, it is not festive themed, it is just a regular adversary mode, but it is a fun one at that, and you can make a fair bit of money from this as well by the looks of things, because there is a double money and RP bonus on this as well. But basically this adversary mode involves 2 teams, and there are 3 capture points you have to try and capture and hold for as long as possible, and for each capture point that you hold each second, you get yourself a point. Like I said, it's definitely a fun one, so go ahead and give this a try at some point over the next few days, and enjoy that double money and RP on the game mode as well. Anyway, but there we go then guys, with that being said, that's pretty much it then for this video. So those are 10 things you guys need to know about the Festive Surprise update in GTA Online. I of course want to get your thoughts and feelings about all of this, what do you guys think about the new Sentinel Classic and the content as well, so go ahead and let me know right now by leaving a comment. And if you guys could drop a like on this video as well, it would of course be greatly appreciated and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.